Lululemon and Ulta now set to report their results in overtime tonight. Joining me now, Wells Fargo's Ike Boruchow covers all three names. Welcome. So why don't you just give me your reaction to the Gap, since you were taken as surprised as anybody else.
Yeah, Scott, it's always fun when you get a report 8 hours before you're expecting it. But look, Gap has been one of our top picks for about a year now. We think it's one of the best turnaround stories in retail. Their new CEO, Richard Dixon, is doing phenomenal things across the entire portfolio, led by Old Navy, followed by Gap. Athleta is kind of turning the corner as well. Margins are low, and there's just a lot of really good things they're doing structurally to that business. I think it's the best leader Gap has had in over a decade, and I think that business and that stock can continue to re-rate from here. We kind of got better proof points of that today. I think we're going to see a little bit of a different setup when we have Lulu and Ulta that are going to report after 4 o'clock today.
All right, well, let's do then Lulu first. What are your expectations there? Not from a numbers standpoint. I don't want to know about the EPS and revenues and all that. I want to know how this company's doing, because the stock has not done well, and it feels like there are legitimate questions from very seasoned analysts on the street about execution, about competition, about market share, and the whole thing.
What I would say, Scott, is that I would agree that something feels off here. And Lulu typically will trip up every couple years, kind of get back on their feet, dust themselves off, and kind of keep on ticking. This feels different to us. Based on the work that we've done, I think there's some issues internally at the business. We're seeing key people leaving the company, both from the merchandising and the marketing side. Question about culture in the organization. They just lost their chief designer, Sun Cho, who went to VF Corp. There's real question marks about the direction of the business, and I don't think that competition is causing it, but I do think that competition is kind of benefiting from their shortfall. So without going into numbers and what have you, I'd say this feels different. I feel like there's innovation questions, there's execution questions, and there's culture questions. It feels very much like Nike 2 to 3 years ago, which is a little bit scary to think about.
I mean, it just feels like when the conversation is around that type of apparel, for lack of a better characterization, Vuori comes up, other names come up, whereas it used to be only Lulu that came up.
Yeah, I agree. So I've covered the company since the IPO. I feel like every couple of years the competition question would come up, and there's been so many competitors out there to talk about. I've never really taken it seriously. It's never really created a real dialogue from our perspective. But I think today it's different. I think Vuori's doing a great job in San Diego, kind of taking that grassroots organic culture and really running with it. I think Alo's doing a great job on the fashion side. So I do think that there are real competitors who are starting to make a name for themselves. And Lulu needs to really be on their toes. And it feels like they're not on solid footing right now.
Let's talk Ulta. How are your expectations measuring up there?
I think we continue to be the only analyst on the street with an underweight rating. I think they have big problems. I think they have big structural problems, and I think that we are probably going to hear a lot more about how they plan to combat those issues over the next couple of months. They've got an analyst day coming up in October. What are we expecting to hear later today? I think comps are continuing to slow. They could possibly be in negative territory. I think they have competition coming at them from all angles. I think they're losing share to Sephora on the prestige cosmetic side. I think that Amazon as a threat is very real today, and the inroads that Amazon is making with brands, with beauty brands kind of pushing onto their platform. I think when you look at the margin structure, when you look at the competition, when you look at the direction of the business, they're in a lot of trouble, and I think there's a big reset that's going to be needed in this company.